let me introduce our SVP of Revenue, Daisy, to introduce kind of our performance highlight of the year, to go a little bit with the numbers, the thing we're able to achieve together this year. So with that, Daisy, why don't you take the slide from here?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, it's a pleasure to meet all of our global partners worldwide. My name is Daisy. I am the SVP of Revenue here at Catalan, and it has been an incredible journey. Watch you be, a stronger and more solid part of our growth. What you're seeing here is what has been some of the key stats that we're seeing with our partners. First of all, we're seeing that we're partners are becoming a bigger part of how customers find and adopt Catalan, evident by the 18% increase in revenue via partner source tier year on year. The lift that we saw this year came from partners leading conversations earlier and more confidently. And really, that's where the market responds. On the right-hand side, you're also seeing that you're visible in 175 plus partner-sourced opportunities. Many of these opportunities are actually in accounts where we had no prior relationships. And really what that means is that the reach is something that Catalan genuinely could not have achieved alone. And we're grateful for your local trust, and we're grateful for your industry credibility that each of you carries. We At the bottom, what you're seeing is multiple um, partner, adoption across the community as well as our certifications. On the left-hand side, you'll see that more than 9,000 partner users at this point are active in our community. You share answers, you exchange ideas, and you shape how others are learning the Catalan platform. And really, when I look about real adoption, I think this is one of the most powerful indicators of real adoption. And we appreciate that you continue to expand the knowledge base around Catalan. There's multiple certifications that we offer at this point. There's partner AI certifications that we offer, and it really shows how quickly teams are upskilling to meet customer expectations as we enter the new era of chapter quality engineering, right? And really, it also provides you with a strong advantage when clients continue to learn about AI skills and capabilities. Last but not least, we're seeing that there's 900 partner certificates across all programs, and it really shows beyond the adoption, the engagement, commitment to excel and to invest in long-term capabilities. So again, it's really incredible stats. I get to do this stat every year, and to be honest with you, it is my most favorite stat that I get to cover in our Partner Summit. Moving to the next slide. Similarly, we've also seen really good progress and headway in our presence and our position in the market. What you're seeing here is we're being recognized across G2, across Deloitte, across Gartner, and across multiple security and HR certifications. On the top, you see that G2 for multiple quarters straight, right? Tens of thousands of G2 users have kept Catalan in the leader quadrant and even pushed us for the first time in the top 50 development products. And this is really the partner platform that's clearly winning in the hearts of real engineering teams in the market. We also see that Catalan also appear again at Deloitte's Fast 500 list, and we were recognized among the fastest growing tech companies across North America. And really what it shows is that we are being more recognized and positioned beyond our QA circles, and it's really drawing attention from the broader technology and investor community. Well, Gartner is also recommending us also for the first time in the AI augmented testing as a visionary. We're excited that analysts around the globe are watching us and viewing Catalan as one of the companies that shape how AI will be adopted across engineering teams and really give you as partners a strong industry anchor when you speak to executives. And then last but not least here, we renew our SOC 2, our ISO, and Great Place to Work certification to reflect the same standards that enterprise buyers expect from top global software vendors. And we hope that it will give you a stable, an enterprise-ready foundation to stand on when you sell into regulated or security-focused accounts. So that's on the awards and recognition. Continue on to the next slide. We've also get a lot of exciting events and movements in the last year. Piyush, I see you here are the panelists, and Piyush is coming from our partner Quality Kiosk. This past year, we opened a joint center of excellence with Quality Kiosk, and the goal is very simple. The goal is to help enterprises adopt AI-driven testing with clarity and with speed. Right? What we feature in this lab is really tools, accelerators. We provided guided migration paths so that customers could move forward with more confidence. And this is the first time that really in Catalan history where we believe that technology and services are finally meet in one united offering and a very physical lab. And we hope that this will pave the way for us to lead to bigger present conversations with a solution that's already market trusted and market ready. Looks like there's some feedback that we're not seeing in presentation mode here across the attendees.
Yeah, Tracy, if you don't mind, let's switch to the slideshow, so the full slide rather than the presenter mode. So I think we no, use a slideshow. Yeah, like we want to see the entire big screen. How about this? Let me. Yep, think that should be it.
Yeah, I think that works now. Thank you. Moving on to the next slide here. A very similar line. We also partner with LTI Mindtree in among one of the largest scale events in the year called Testovate Hackathon. This is really around the topic of AI testing hackathon. We were generally appreciated and surprised by the fact that it brought more than 7,000 LTI Mindtree practitioners across multiple pods into one shared learning space. We were able to see how hundreds of test engineers created real scenarios using Catalan, right? And what we will share is that they've really turned the learning into true capabilities. So we appreciate the fact that it's possible when a global SI embraces new skills, not just to one team, but really at scale. Last but not least, moving to the next slide, the State of Software Quality Report, as well as multiple reports that we have rolled out in prior years. On the top left, you see that it's our State of Software Quality Report here. This is our annual industry report that has incredible reach. Usually for every year, it reached more than 139,000 readers across engineering, DevOps, and leadership roles. It reflects a lot of the feedback from the ground up in terms of real challenges that you're facing and the shifts that are happening across quality engineering globally. Over the years, since the last few years, this report has become a reference point for Catalan, but really the entire testing space for understanding where customer expectations are headed. And for partners, for those of you who sit here, right, it should give you really credible insights to guide better conversations and help you anticipate what clients will ask for in future years. At the bottom here, you will see that it's Quality Horizon. This is our partner-led forum that convened more than 20 different partners and more than 700 attendees across all regions. It really created a space for honest exchange between partners and between us and what teams are learning, what you're struggling with, and then also how you are evolving. And then for partners, it really offers perspectives that elevate the work that you bring into every account. On the right-hand side here, you see that there's multiple global webinar series, and this is part of our continuous learning progress, right? Where partners come in, experts come in, Catalan comes in to share stories and practical insights from real engagements. And we hope that it gives you a forum and a space to ask questions, right? To grow as the landscape changes. And I keep joking around about how this landscape has changed so fast over the last 3 months, 6 months, and a year. And we hope that these conversations will provide us a space to stay in tune with what customers and what prospects are needing at this point. And we hope that partners, you can continue to leverage these learning resources to become a reliable source of inspiration and also a knowledge that strengthen your guidance to customers. So I think that's it in terms of my slides here. I really do want to wrap up by saying that um, this event is always one of my most favorite events to participate in the year. We hope you recognize that you matter to Catalan and you mean a lot to Catalan because you bring trust, you bring relationships, you bring insights that no product alone or no team alone at Catalan can create. We appreciate your feedback in terms of growing with customers and helping them move with confidence because each of the customers, as we have learned from our real experience here, is that they rely on your experience and your presence on the ground. So we thank you for the incredible progress that we have made in the last 12 months, and we look forward to another incredible 12 months when we work very closely with you and we build into real outcomes for real teams and make this ecosystem even stronger than what we could have achieved on our own. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Daisy, for the phenomenal highlights. Right, I think beyond the numbers, there's so much time, effort, plus sweat and tear that not just us, but the partners are putting in. Building a business together to build different use case of Calon and make that into a reality and the benefit for the end customer. And those are not going unnoticed. But as the market evolve to kind of an AI-driven development, the way we test must evolve too. And with that, our next speaker will pull back the curtain behind some of the innovations that we have in our next phase of growth and kind of visions of AI testing. So please welcome Alex Martin, our VP of Strategy, who will share more about our up until now, all of the roadmap, things that we released that you might have seen it or might miss it, but 2025 product update and also the next year product roadmap, and a little bit of a sneak peek into our true platform. So with that, Alex, I'll hand it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Antoine. And hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be here and see some very familiar names from all around the world here as in our partner community. Thank you for all the partnership through the year, and thanks for pushing us. I think one of the themes today for me here that I want to get across, and then you tell me if I succeeded or not later. One of the things I want to get across is that we have been working with our customers and with you a lot this year to try to figure out what is this new world that is unfolding, just in front of all of us at the same time. None of us have experienced such a tectonic shift in the market like the one we're going through right now. And unlike in previous shifts, with cloud, with mobile, with agile, with DevOps, etc. We kind of had a better sense of what we should expect, and all of us, vendors and partners, were able to properly prepare ahead of those changes and offer, extremely value-based services and products to our customers. But this time is different, and one of the things that you have been voiced very loudly over 2025, and we heard you, is that Catalan is not being very clear about what is this new or how Catalan is going to support this new phase of the industry that we're all going through right now. So my goal today is to showcase to you the things that we have already delivered in 2025 in terms of new capabilities, in terms of new value that obviously you can use and leverage to help your clients, but also what's coming in the next year. And obviously, you probably noticed I didn't mention AI so far, and that was on purpose. I was biting my tongue. But I will start mentioning a lot about AI, and that's one of the feedback that you guys have been providing to us is that, hey, tell me more about what Catalan is doing around AI, and how does that help, you as partners to help your clients along the way. So that's my goal today. If we can go to the next slide, I will just start by setting the context. This is extremely familiar to all of you, so I'm not going to preach to the choir, but this is driving all of our investments in our product roadmap. So the theme for us is, how can we help our customers accelerate testing so that it can actually keep up with the AI-driven development world. Everything on the development side has been accelerating, as well as in the release and deployment. Um, but on the testing side, and we see this, as we work with our customers on a daily basis, is really hard for the testing community to to start changing their mindset, start changing the way they're thinking about testing in this new world. So this is driving our strategy and vision, because how can we help them get out of this bottleneck situation? And I know many of us here on the call have been talking about bottleneck even before AI. It's always been a problem in the industry, but now this problem is exacerbated with AI helping development go much faster. So how do we get out of this state? If we go to the next slide here, Tracy. The way we're looking at this is obviously leverage a lot of AI agents to help the testing professionals basically accelerate their work through the existing workflows that they have in their own day to day. So the first step is really to help them integrate AI. And by extension, you as partners would help your clients integrate AI into their day to day workflow, starting from requirements, right? As you're as a new sprint is about to start, as a tester, testers, they has to understand the stories that they have to test, and then identify ambiguities, ask questions for clarification before they start thinking about even testing, right? Um, so going through that process, how can an AI agent help that tester do that job much more efficiently, much more comprehensively, and so on. And then once that is properly done, you understand the requirement, it's proper, it's clear, it's testable, it's unambiguous. How can you start doing test design? What are the tests that you need to create, and have another AI agent helping the tester do that? And then going through, test automation, test environment setup, test data setup, executing the tests, themselves, and then reporting and analyzing the results. So that having that entire software testing lifecycle being agentic, meaning having AI agents, is what we are building. And as you'll see here coming up, we have already delivered many of those capabilities already. And what we've been finding as we're interacting with you guys and also our customers is, this is not it's almost like we're trying to keep a secret, inside of Catalan, and it's not true. We haven't done a great job, and that's why we're changing this for the next year. We haven't done a great job in communicating this to you guys. Many of you, when I have spoken with many of you in the last several weeks, you tell me, like, why haven't I heard this before, right? So I think this is one of the things that we take as feedback, so that we can keep you guys better informed. Um, but one of the things here in this diagram is, we are not stopping assessing quality once we release to production. We continue to monitor quality in production, and many of you guys know that how that capability works. But essentially, from our philosophy, especially with AI-driven development, you have to absolutely shift left all the way to requirements, into the developer's workspace, and so on. But once we get to the release, we should not stop assessing quality. We should continue. And why is that? Because now you have a lot more code being deployed, a lot more features being deployed to the users. But the users, if we don't understand how they're actually using those new capabilities, those new features, then there's this misalignment. And many of our customers have already reported that, hey, we're doing pretty good testing, work with Catalan, but we're still leaking defects to production. And the root cause for that, as they reported to us, is that because the way they are testing is different than the way people are actually using the application. So understanding how people use the application, and then identifying gaps in the testing strategy, in the test case libraries, and the test automation, and bridging that gap through AI instantly is exactly what we're bringing to the world in 2025. And that's, the whole shift right piece of the conversation. So with shift left or shift right in an agentic platform, that's really what is giving everybody that speed that our customers demand as their development counterparts are accelerating tremendously. But how does that actually work? So if we go to the next slide, uh, you're familiar with the products at the bottom. So Test Ops, True Test, Studio, and the Runtime Engine and Test Cloud. And what we have been doing here in 2025 is building that agentic layer on top of our tools. So having those specialized agents I just mentioned, being fully integrated and orchestrated across that testing lifecycle in a way that is not something um, that requires any upskilling or any education on the user side, right, on the tester side, or the test lead, the test manager, but integrating those AI agents seamlessly in their existing workflows, right? Because that's one of the things we've learned a lot over the past 2 years is if you build with generative AI, if you build something that requires the user of that capability to learn something new completely from scratch, it is a very tall order, and it from an adoption perspective, it doesn't go always as fast as all of us hope to. So having that agentic layer fully integrated into the existing workflows of the testing team, and obviously behind all this is MCP, right? All of these tools that you see at the bottom there, so Test Ops, True Test, and so on, Studio, all of those are MCP enabled, and they already are. That's already available. That's one of the things that many of you guys shared with me. You had no idea. Those are all available, fully orchestrated or fully enabled with MCP, and that's what allows our specialized agents to work across tools, and not just our tools, but also other tools in the SDLC. So I'm gonna stop there because now I want to jump into the next slide here to actually talk about some of those things that we have already delivered. If we look at Test Ops, we have the ability, and as I was mentioning earlier, to analyze the requirements, surface ambiguities, and then do test design based on clarified, unambiguous, and testable requirements. And that is a very, very time-consuming activity for any testing team. But now with AI agents, that gets accelerated tremendously. And again, that is all enabled via MCP. So connecting with let's say Jira in this example here, or even ADO, pulling those requirements, understanding them, clarifying them, and then moving on to test design. If you think about like when you are starting to work with your own clients, and you're going through knowledge transfer, it's very hard to start understanding a requirement with zero context. You just got into the account. So having an AI companion here, an AI agent, help you go through that initial process, also accelerates your KT timeline. And then still on Test Ops, using AI agents to surface insights, not just insights, but actionable insights, through all the data that has been generated and collected during the testing process. It's a lot of data, as you guys know, and in surfacing all of that, all of those insights at different levels, right? At the tester or the test automation engineer level, so that he or she can actually troubleshoot a potential problem in a test, but also at the executive level, as you are reporting the health of the current release or the current sprint. How do you do that to executives, to leadership, in a way that you don't have to, copy this thing to an Excel file, start creating charts and all that? How can you do that directly in the platform? So that is also enabled and available in Test Ops today. That's also one of the pieces of feedback we've been getting. If we move on to the next slide, because this is super exciting for us because we have and you'll notice today, like we are sort of opening up a little bit the way Catalan approaches the tooling ecosystem out there. And by enabling MCP access on our tools, it obviously enables our own agents to work together much more seamlessly. As you can see, for example, in Studio Assist, it has an agent mode now. It is way beyond the initial versions of Studio Assist that all of you guys have been exposed to. You can literally think of now Studio Assist in agent mode as a copilot. If you think about GitHub Copilot, you can do everything in there, and it actually do things. It doesn't just respond or provides you insights. It actually create tasks, updates the object repository, reads requirements from Jira, right? So everything inside of Studio Assist, as you would expect of an AI coding assistant. Uh, but we don't stop there. The other really cool thing is that, and you see this in the screenshot, because we are MCP enabled. If you are using Claude, right? If you're, as your coding assistant, you can get Claude to, ask the Studio MCP server for things. So in this case, you can see, hey, tell me what's in that project. What are the tasks that you have in there? And then once it tells you there, then you can ask it to do things like, okay, change this, execute that, all through, in this example, Claude. But if you think about Copilot or any other AI coding assistant, it's all MCP. So now if you have developers, and this is bridging that gap with developers, if you have somebody on VS Code, like a developer in VS Code with Copilot, and they want to access the tests in Studio, they can do so. They can make changes. They can execute. They all through the IDE of the developer. So this is really, really powerful. And we've heard you guys throughout the year, like, hey, Catalan, you guys have to make this easy for us, right? And hopefully this is showing you how much far along we have been. And I know many of you were not aware. So hopefully after this session today, reach out to our team so we can start setting up some demos and giving you guys the ability to try it out, and kind of help your customers even more. So if we move on to the next slide, watching the time here, True Test. Many of you guys have been exposed to True Test already. We have some launch partners here with us in the call, which we're really, really grateful. And we have been learning so much working with you guys and our customers on the value that True Test has been delivering to the customer base over the past year. And it's really exciting because one of the key capabilities that everybody loves is the test gap analysis. Because one thing is, hey, we're understanding how users are using the application in production. We're understanding how we're testing those capabilities in our QA environment. Now we have the ability to say, hey, do they look the same? Do they look different? You can see here in the screenshots, the user journey map in blue, and the lines in orange or brown, depending on your monitor. Uh, those lines in orange are basically the gaps, meaning this is what's happening in production, for example, that we're not doing in the QA environment. And then, you tell True Test, okay, generate me those tests so we can test exactly how our users are testing. And I'm saying production and QA, but you can think about it also as QA and UAT, for example, right? If your client is not willing to put True Test in production, it's basically the gap between two environments. And that is, again, super valuable for you guys as partners, because think about it. You're coming in one of your new customers. Your resources are not familiar yet with the environment. Now, suppose you have True Test there in the QA environment. The customer team is doing their own manual testing or automated execution, doesn't matter. And all of a sudden, you have a map, right, of the entire application reflecting what the activities related to the testing, manual or automated or both, uh, that have happened in that environment by the client team. So now you are coming in, you're going through knowledge transfer. You have a picture of how those interactions between those functionalities and capabilities of the application of the AUT that you're going to support, how all that works, how all that connects. And not only that, you can generate automation right after that initial round of test execution. So extremely valuable for you guys to accelerate your knowledge transfer phase, which is usually more lengthy than all of us hope. Um, but it basically removes all the blind spots from that perspective. So TrueTest, tremendous value that we're seeing across our customer base and our partner ecosystem throughout 2025, and 26 is going to be even better. So I was gonna move the slides here. Tracy, can you move the slide, please? But we're not stopping there. One of the big asks also that you guys have been making to us is that, hey, we have a lot of customers in Europe that have a lot more stringent regulations and requirements, and data sovereignty, and all of those kinds of things. So we are in 2026 going to have our SaaS deployment, our public SaaS deployment available in region, meaning in Europe, to make sure that the data from those customers does not get sent out of the region, not out of the EU. And that opens up a whole lot new set of possibilities for us and for you guys, right? Because now they can leverage test ops, they can leverage TrueTest, they can leverage Test Cloud, and so on. So this is something that we're really excited to add to our set of capabilities for you guys, because now you get to deliver that value in region without having to have those not so great conversations when hey, we only Catalan is only available in SaaS from the US. So that's the first step. um the second cool thing is, because of this whole AI driven development side of the world, the way API testing has been traditionally done is basically, if you think about it, is it's a form, right? That you put in the request, the different the different attributes, and so on, and you get a response, and you do assertions by coding and all that. It was built, not only us, all of the API testing solutions, it was built for a different time. So based on feedback from our customers, from any of you guys, and even from Gartner as the industry analyst, we are revamping that whole API testing capability so that it is more aligned with an AI-driven world. Make it much easier, seamless, more intelligent, instead of the way it has traditionally been done in the industry, not just by Catalan again, but by everybody else. And then another really exciting thing, and I kind of hinted at this in the first or second slide. We are starting to open up a little bit more our Catalan ecosystem, and that starts by playing nicer with Playwright, for example, where we are giving additional capabilities, integration with Playwright, so that our customers and you guys have more flexibility to choose which is the better approach, whether it is Playwright or Catalan, the Catalan scripts perspective. And this is coming along really nice. We've made the decision that in 2026 we're going to open it up, and we're going to start supporting Playwright in our Catalan platform. And obviously, as we have more things to show, you guys as partners, you have to be aware of that. And this is our commitment to you guys, not just for the Playwright, but everything that we have moving forward. We want to always be communicating with you, so you are always up to date. You're always aware, but also you're able to provide us with feedback, initial validation, and even guidance in some cases where you guys have your own expertise. And that's what like the TrueTest launch partner program was something really exciting, because we really learned a lot from a Catalan perspective, and we're able to make a lot of adjustments in our roadmap for TrueTest based on that type of relationship. So more to come on that, but really exciting what we're cooking here for 2026. And that vision, right? So that vision that started with the multiple agents that I showed in the beginning, the MCP enabled products, um, True Test, and now this latest True Platform vision where we're going next is really what got us or put us in on the map for Gartner as visionaries in their first Magic Quadrant for AI augmented software testing tools. So this for us is validation, and for your customers is validation that the way we have been building the Catalan platform over the years is really getting to this point where not only we are uniquely positioned to this new AI driven world, but we are the right choice in terms of, hey, who in the market has the right vision that will not only support us today, but will support us, into the future as we go into these uncharted waters, right, together. And this is great validation that Catalan is that partner to work with you. And here we have a very specific call out on the left hand side that Gartner is basically saying that True Test is really the right technology to hand off, or the right agent to hand off that all the effort of test creation and maintenance, and do that all of that in an automated fashion. So I hope this today's session has been valuable to you. I hope you have learned a few things that you didn't know, and I hope that you are um, seeing how we are changing the vibe here, if you will, to have a much more closer relationship with all of you guys, which are phenomenal partners, so that we can keep you up to date more on these developments in a much tighter cadence, right? Because as I mentioned, things are moving super fast. We're building a lot of things super fast as well. And we have to do better in letting what's the latest and greatest. So thank you for today. Thank you for the questions. And please reach out to the team here so that we can set up some more, deep dive sessions with you guys and explore some of these things together. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for explaining us all of the update we have in this year and the exciting roadmap for next year. If we move to next slide, in fact, we'll stay true to our words. We are putting together a sessions where Alex will walking through kind of the highlight of True Test a little bit more in detail. I know today's session is quite high level, right? It's not enough. It's kind of interesting, but I don't get to see the details behind it. So in these sessions, so Alex will host the one for AMER and EU, where we go a little bit deeper into what is True Test, what does it actually do, what is the use case, how is it actually going to helping the partners. So we will have all of that queuing up in after the week of Thanksgivings. So that will be available to all. So maybe even a good case for you to invite your team members who have been using Calon, or whose Calon is a part of their everyday work, so they can learn more. We'll make two sessions available, one for APNIA and one for AMER. The links will be sent out after today's session along in the email. So please don't worry, everything will be sent out to you afterward. Great.
And
Um,
and one last thing, these sessions will not only go deep, but it will be technical. So, as Antoine said, make sure you invite your team members so we can do demos. We're going to go into in-depth demos of on some of those capabilities. We'll take technical questions. So we're gonna today was just like a teaser, and then we're gonna dive deep into the tech. So thank you very much, guys.
Absolutely. The products is critical, is very important. We move to the next slide, Tracy. The partner program itself is equally important, and we realize that there has been need to grow the program. How we can work together tighter and better. With that, let me introduce Derek Dow's our VP of Partnership and Alliance. Derek is here to announce some of the exciting enhancement to our partner program. Specifically, will take place in CY 2026. So Derek, with that aside, let me hand it over to you for your presentation.
Great. Thanks, Antoine. And welcome everyone. I can't begin to tell you how excited we are with just the engagement that we're having with you, our partners. So many of you we've talked, spent quite a bit of time together, and I would say overall what we're seeing is, and I hope you're feeling it, is that Catalan is putting partners front and foremost within our go-to-market model. So we are working to engage with you and to try and bring you information hot off the press, if you will. For instance, as you saw what Alex was just running through, this is a big shift for us, and so we're going to lean in heavily. And so my ask for you is take advantage of it. Come to us, ask questions, dig in. Let's really work together to explore how we solve our customers' problems together. And from that, we both our organizations have great success. So next slide. So as we go through and start to make this change, we've also seen that in working with you, there's the opportunity for us to make some tweaks and some adjustments to the program itself to better support how you're engaging with your customers. So one is we want to be able to naturally, as all of you know, from a vendor standpoint, from an ISV, we naturally are looking for partners to be bringing us into customers. So that's the typical thing that happens. But with that, we want to offer some special rewards. So the partner that comes in and is able to not only source the opportunity, what we're going to do is really shift earlier in the conversation. We want to work with each of you for those partners that are really interested to figure out how do we leverage Catalan within your assessments, within your early process to determine, hey, what are some of the gaps within the QA environment? We want to work with you closely to be able to create more consulting services opportunity and offerings for you. So you have more revenue coming from that. But in doing it, it means that you're going to be earlier in the conversation. And so we want to give you some additional protections for making that investment. So that'll be the first to source kind of partner rewards. We're seeing that in a lot of cases, you've asked us, you said, hey, look, what's the incentive for me to go into multi-year agreements? Because with our customers, many of you, have been there 10, 15, 25, 30 years, and you have long-standing relationships, and your customers depend on you for being able to provide predictability and consistency in the way that they're managing their business. So we are introducing some multi-year deal incentives that'll help, I think, help Catalan better fit to the way that you're wanting to structure your engagements with your customers. So there'll be more details in how we're going to better support what you're trying to do with multi-year agreements. And then we're also making an effort to start to create additional benefits, capabilities, additional resource and engagement for those of you that really want to go deep and become more strategic with Catalan. So many of you, we know that Catalan is one of your key solution offerings, and it's critical in how you're engaging with your customers. But in a lot of cases, it's kind of one of many tool sets. There's other partners that we're starting to see that are saying, hey, I want to do more than just be able to offer Catalan as one of my product sets. How do I become more strategic and start to leverage, especially the True Platform, as a way for you to go in and do a lot of the assessments, do gap analysis, start to actually run some of the reporting and some of the value-added services offerings? You want to be able to leverage that to be able to create more service revenue streams, as well as higher margins within your business. We see a lot of opportunity for us doing that. So we have a new track that as partners want to engage and go deeper, we're going to work to be able to accommodate that more fully. So next slide. One of the first steps along that journey was that we had introduced the TrueTest Launch Partner Program. And so Quality Kiosk and Piyush, who was on, Quality Kiosk is the first. So they leaned in heavily. They started to build out the COE. They've done massive training and enablement around their teams. and they've locked arms with us to start to really explore how best to enable our customers to innovate in this area, rather than QA being this bolt on at the very end of a cycle and typically under a ton of pressure with very little resource. We're looking to how do we help customers realize that they need to pull their whole QA engagement through the entire software development life cycle. And in doing that, how do we help them? And part of that is not just the products. It's actually the change management. It's the guidance. It's how do they put the right process structure? How do they manage all of that? And so that's all expertise that you, our partner community, have. So with the True Test Launch Partner Program, this is a way that we just identify certain partners that will go ahead and lean in and say, let's really lock arms. Let's identify how we're going to build some extra expertise and capabilities. And you're going to be able to become an expert. And you'll have the resources with the deep expertise to be able to lead within this area. So as you go through, for those of you that have interest around this, talk to our teams. Let's really explore it and identify, and we can give you details, around what it really takes. But special thanks to Quality Kiosk here for leading, in this area. So the next slide. So within calendar year 2026, that's going to be a big year for us. So Daisy had already talked about really where we're going as a company and just the growth and the investment, everything that we're doing around that, and the importance of having partners embedded in our go-to-market. And then Alex really started to map out the product roadmap. I mean, next year's a huge year for all of us, and we believe that Catalan is bringing the right tool sets, the right solution capabilities for you to be able to leverage to really drive significant revenue together. So as we're moving to that, we're going to try and also make it easier to do business with us. How do we become a better partner for you? And so we're going to make some investments where we're looking at, on-demand Catalan enablement portals. So becoming a little bit easier for you to be able to get the types of enablement, get access to resources. For those partners that become select and start to become more integrated and more strategic in our relationship, we'll also have some assets that we'll provide within microsites. We can plug into your learning programs. So all of that will be around that capability. We also want to offer quicker response for you to get the information you need. And so we are, as they say, drinking our own champagne. And as we start to look at leveraging AI internally across Catalan, we've started to really put in a lot of productivity enhancing capabilities. That's one that we'll be doing from the partner team standpoint, where you can get quick support and assistance for a lot of the questions that you have. So look for that. We'll provide more information as we go. And then we also want to simplify how easily you can go ahead and register a deal and create the awareness and get the protections and security that you need. Many of you have said, hey, I'm not going to be able to go into the portal, or there's challenges, so we're going to simplify that and just create where you can do some email for being able to validate that. So next slide. So with that, just to kind of wrap up before we go into the next kind of panel discussion, I just want to thank you for being a dedicated ecosystem. Catalan's commitment to you. We've taken the decision that we're not going to build out this massive professional services organization. We're not going to try and do everything on our own. We are very aligned to be able to leverage and support your businesses. And we want to work with you to make sure that you have deeper expertise, you have the knowledge, capabilities. So when you talk to your customers, you can be the thought leaders. And that's, as Alex had pointed out, that's why within the Gartner Magic Quadrant, we are so far over on the visionary, and we look to you as our partners to really help us with the ability to execute, because you're integral to our business. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Antoine.
Absolutely. Thank you, Derek, for the update on the program and what's coming ahead, right? So hopefully that gives you a little bit of excitement of what's coming next. Certainly, a lot of these is not being shared outside before, and we certainly, as Alex Martin said earlier, right, want to change the routine. We want to be more transparent, more open. And with that, we want to start with a kind of panel discussions with Richie Yu is our senior solution strategist, will be the moderate today for the panel discussion on the testing in the AI native era. We want to make it relevant, so we invite panels. So with that, I'll leave Richie. Hi, Richie. Can you hear us?
Yeah, hi, everyone. Hi, everybody.
Wonderful. I'll leave it to you to introduce the panel that we had today.
Sounds good. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. My name is Richie Yu. I'll be your moderator for today's conversation. Thank you for joining us for this panel on how AI is reshaping quality, delivery, and the way our teams work together. Across industries, we're seeing the same shift. Development velocity is exploding, expectations for reliability is higher than ever, and AI is no longer theoretical. It's shaping how we design, build, test, and release our software right now. Today's panel brings together 3 leaders who are living this change every day with real customers and real delivery pressures. Let me introduce today's panel. We have Sheila Chaudhary, Senior Vice President from Quality Kiosk. Manjeet Kumar, Vice President of Delivery from Testing Expert. And Yakut Al-Arsi, Product Marketing Rep, Team Lead from PT Mitra Integrasi Informatica. Our goal today is to explore what's real, what's hype, and what's actually working as organizations incorporate AI in their testing and quality strategy. With that, let's get started. Gentlemen, welcome and thank you for being here. Let's start from the ground truth. Across your client base, what are the biggest pain points you're seeing today in testing and quality, and what's driving that demand for change? Maybe let's start with Sheila.
Thanks, Richie. And I think it's a very good and relevant questions because the problems can be different for different people. But I would say the underlying theme that I'm getting to hear from most of our customers is we've been promised automations, and now automation being there, it's becoming a white elephant to maintain. How do I kind of make sure that I do not spend fortune and do not spend decades just to maintain those things? How can it really give me the value? Value in terms of getting the speeds, value in terms of doing it at a faster and a less cost kind of a thing. So those are the areas that people are really talking about. The fundamentals, but just doing the fundamentals right is what I would say. That's is one of the areas that they're looking at. The second area that they're looking at is in terms of how can I make sure that what I'm doing through automations is sufficient. One thing is talking about that some matrix, coverage matrix, but those are all vanity things nowadays. Like it really doesn't matter what's the kind of a coverage you're talking about because your denominator might be really different. So how do you kind of know you're measuring against the right denominator? So that's the second question. And the third and last but not the least, I would say, is when people are really talking in terms of understanding how can I make sure my existing team starts contributing in the automation journey? How can I democratize automation? How can I make sure that people, I'm not kind of held hostage to a certain skill set of people, but I can make it much more useful, and with all AIs in place, how can it really make sure that everybody is contributing in automation, not a selected few? So I would say those are the 3 things that we see broadly people are looking at it, one from a business side of it, one from a people side of it, and the other side, definitely on the cost and the ROI side of it.
Oh, thank you, Sheila. Manjeet, how about you? What are you guys seeing?
Sure. Thank you for having me. It's always great to be part of Catalan's annual summit. And then, as Shiladitya mentioned very well, some of the real-time challenges he mentioned, I would like to add, based on our experience with our customers, and across most of the clients that we work with, the real challenge isn't just about automating more tests. It's about keeping pace with the speed and complexity of digital change. And as we see, traditional QA processes were built for waterfall or hybrid agile models. And then they started to break down under today's modern development realities. So some of the challenges that we see, obviously, to start with the spring misalignment with AI coming in, development and deployment pipeline run daily or hourly, uh, but the QA often operate in weekly sprints. Um, then the current processes overly rely on manual governance, be it your checklist, your sign-off processes, your test case reviews. They simply don't scale when dozens of microservices are released continuously. Then I would also like to touch upon the observability, the QA dashboards that we have in place up to now. They really provide real-time actionable insights and uh, that are tied to business or customer impact. Um, the governance itself is still manual. It's the quality gates are still manual. They are not integrated as policy as code into the pipeline, and most of the time the risk management is reactive. So testing often reacts after defects are found rather than proactively predicting the risk using analysis or the AI features of the platforms that are available. Yeah, so these are few of the challenges that we see in the market right now.
Awesome, Manjeet. Thank you. How about you, Yakut? What are you guys seeing?
Okay, so what happened in our market is that a lot of our customer is first of all having no skills in automations. So most of them are skill infatuated with manual testings. And then after the change, after they are aware about what is need to be changed, there was some resistance to this because obviously their infrastructures and their tools are not built for automation tools. And then the third one is I think what they're seeing, what they're doing, and what is their experience. They're not putting their experience. They're not putting their data. They're not putting their everything for like data first or AI ready. So I think that's what happened in our customers.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So once those problems are addressed, or when the teams start experimenting with AI, what kind of outcomes are emerging? How are your customers adopting their process metrics, the culture as AI becomes part of their workflow? Maybe Manjeet, I'll start with you. Any thoughts on this?
Sure, Richie. Thank you. So, um, I believe as the organizations are moving past the experimentation phase with AI, and now we have started seeing some real quantifiable outcomes where AI is infused into testing workflows, and we see those improvements, those productivity gains coming in. Um, so, be it the AI-based test generation, self-healing features of the platform, or autonomous object recognition, all this has drastically reduced repetitive effort, and we do see uh, a productivity gain of 30 to 50% for our customers where we are utilizing such features. And I believe tools like Catalon's AI assisted test generation, uh, true test, self-healing capabilities, etc., that they can see really drive this change on the ground. Um, then we also see better test coverage and smarter risk detection going forward. As teams start using AI models to analyze user stories, user journeys, production logs, historical defects to prioritize high risk areas. So they are now testing where it really matters. And this is leading to fewer defect leakages and much higher release confidence for the product owners. Um, Third, I would also like to talk about how AI is helping teams shift from reactive reporting to predictive quality insights. So instead of just showing, okay, these many test cases were executed, these many passed or failed, now AI powered analytics really identify patterns and risk hotspots in real time, and then enables product owners to really make faster go no go decisions based on this data and not just the gut feel or the sign off report from the QA. Um, at the same time, I believe as these generative AI features are coming in with platforms like Catalan, they are really enhancing the way developer and testers have been working with such tools. Now, like they can simply use natural language uh, and then create their tests or analyze results. I think that is also one of the biggest shift that we are seeing now. So overall, what we are seeing is a real mindset shift from automation for speed to AI for intelligence and impact to the business. Thank you.
Very cool. Thank you. How about you, Yakut? What are you seeing on your side?
So, from our side, from our customers, back then, if we are breaking down the software lifecycle development, so back then it was DevOps, which is development and operations. And then as we move to here now, we are seeing more and more customers are upgrading their DevOps, integrating their uh, development with AI and CI/CD into their decision loops. So instead of you know testing the applications after they were made, they were integrating inside the CI/CD tools. So I think the customers are providing better and more results than ever.
That's great. That's great. Sheila, your thoughts?
The good part of AI, I would say that it is fitting well into the both sides of the ecosystem. When I say both sides, like you have one side, the enterprise app customers, where you have a separate set of need, and when you have the another side, the digital or the products focused companies, and AI is fitting there as well. So for the enterprise, what I see is the biggest pain area has been in terms of building efficiency, because they have large volumes and they want to kind of be much more efficient, effective, and so forth. And that's the place where we see a lot of things on the AI, be it in terms of the test case generations or test case generation to scripting. All these are very human, traditionally being a lot of effort consuming, time consuming activities. So those are the places they're trying to leverage AI to be more efficient. On the other side, when you have a product specific or a digital native kind of a company, there we are seeing they are trying to be much more insightful in terms of what kind of a customer insight do I get? How do I kind of plug those insights directly on the same day into my development lifecycle? Now, previously you had those insights, but those insights used to be lying somewhere in the production logs or somewhere down in the monitoring capabilities, and there was no way of kind of you getting those real what the insight that really matters into a meaningful input for the product development team. And with AI, what we see, those things are getting done seamlessly, and that's kind of reducing the friction to ensure that you release better and better, and you have an incremental product which goes on. So that's the beauty of AI, that it's not limited to a certain set of audience. People are using it to whatever they see best for them.
That's great. That's great. The transformation isn't easy, right? So
Yeah.
getting in the way of these what's getting in the way of most of our organizations trying to modernize their QA or adopt their AI? Maybe we'll start with Yakut this time.
Okay, so most of our customers is big financial institutions. They are using uh, all legacy infrastructures, and then all of the systems were siloed. There was no integration, fragmented automation ecosystem. So a lot of different things that need to be combined are not combined yet. So most of them are very slow on this. That's one of the biggest challenges in this, I think.
That's great. How about Sheila? What are you seeing with regards to this?
So, it's something related to what I said last in itself, in terms of how they're really using these kind of capabilities and driving those outcomes to their benefits. And the good part is that what we saw 2 months back, and what we see today, there's been a sea change. Some of the customers are very pro AI, some are very apprehensive of AI, but I would say now they are kind of the customers who were apprehensive 2 months back. They're now asking for what kind of an impact do I get. So that's a big mind shift change, because they were kind of sitting on the fence and trying to experiment some of them, maybe do some pilots here and there. Now they are looking for the impact. That's a kind of a good adoption that I would call out to.
That's good. How about you, Manjeet? What are you seeing on this space?
So, Richie, the kind of blockers we see or the bottlenecks that we see. So, first of all, and primarily with the enterprise level customers, uh, so we see issues with the legacy test assets and technical debt that their teams carry from the previous releases. Uh, and then many such organizations have like years of manual and script based test cases that don't really align with the modern pipeline or AI driven frameworks. And on top of that, the other challenge that we see with such bigger customers is the tool chains are often fragmented and data sits in silos, and that makes it hard to get a unified view of quality of the overall ecosystem. So as I'm touched upon data quality and uh, even access to the production telemetrics, as Shiladitya also mentioned earlier. Um, so for AI to be successful, it needs clean and contextual data, and but the test data that these organizations use is usually poorly labeled, or the defects to be analyzed or have incomplete information, or the access to production telemetry is not available because of the security concerns. So these are few. Then I would also like to touch upon the trust deficit in AI as of now within the QA team members, because so far QA teams have traditionally worked in deterministic ways. They expect predictable inputs and outputs. So when an AI model recommends, say, a few tests to run, or which defects to prioritize, the instinctive question is, can I really trust it? Um, and then we also see skill gaps and role misalignments. So the traditional QA roles that we see on the teams were not really designed for this kind of work. So AI-driven quality needs a blend of domain knowledge, data analytics, and scripting skills. So we see the organizations that are really moving faster um, are on upskilling their people are the ones that are really getting benefit out of AI. Others are still doing the catch up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good transition to our last question here. What advice would you give the individuals listening today? How should they prepare, position themselves for this AI driven future? Oh, Manjeet, why don't we start with you since you brought it up?
Sure, my pleasure. Um, so, see, our thought process at testing experts is that AI isn't just changing how we test; it's actually changing, well, like who tests, what gets tested, and how fast quality insights reach the decision makers. Um, and then we believe that testers who work with AI will always stay ahead of those who don't. So learning AI is really becoming a primary skill for the testers going forward. Uh, because the role of quality is really expanding. So testers of tomorrow aren't just writing or executing scripts; they are becoming AI-empowered quality engineers, combining human judgment, data literacy, and technical fluency. So my advice would be to for the testers to reimagine your role from test execution to really engineering insights, and build the skills that will future proof you. Uh, so few of the skills that I would like to like mention here. Obviously, you need to learn to leverage AI. You don't really need to learn to maybe write the AI models, but how to work with AI augmented tools and platforms like Catalan, TrueTest, Copilot, etc. So don't just use them. Understand how AI generates, heals, and prioritize tests, so you can guide and fine tune it when you use these platforms. Second, develop data fluency. So learn to interpret analytics, visualize quality metrics, and make data-driven quality decisions and that align with your business priorities. Um, Third would be, and I think that has been relevant since long, the business-driven mindset. The best quality engineers that I have seen don't just test functionality. They connect every test to business outcomes, from customer experience to actually the revenue impact of such cases. Uh, so at the end of the day, AI can automate execution, but It can't really replicate the judgment. So be that human in the loop, the one who makes AI in testing trustworthy, explainable, and effective. So that would be my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yakut, any advice?
Okay, so from the problem that I'm seeing with my customers is that a lot of them are legacy, right? So from my perspective, just as technology is advancing from slow computers and better computers, I think the tools that we use to make them, to code and whatnot, is also improving as well. So I think it's best if we as human in the loop to upscale our skills. So we keep continue learning our uh, skills and improving what is being used in this loop, and then also uh, increase the cross-functional collaboration, because a lot of our customers is siloed. They work not by synergy, not by other team. So more partnership, better results. I think that's from my end.
Thank you. Thank you. Sheila,
Yep.
last
I would say the two things that I would give as an advice. The first being the way AI has been positioned like a black box, like you talk of chat GPTs and all the words. So people has a kind of a fear in terms of not knowing the black box. So I would give an advice. It's nothing very complicated. Just at least just to use it, take it as a tool, and how well you can use it as a tool to drive your objective. That would be the first thing. The second thing would be we are most of the QA people are obsessed in terms of the functional quality. Now, with AI, functional quality will be given in the very near future. That will become hygiene. So, how can I make sure I leverage AI to deliver experience to the customer? Now, that would be something that people has to really start thinking about. It's not only about just doing the hygiene. How can I enhance the experience that would really differentiate between a person who is sitting on the fence and person who is really driving the car?
That's great. Great. That's good. Hey, we're up in time. Thank you everybody for joining us. The world of testing is shifting fast, and conversations like this help us all navigate the change with clarity. I want to thank you to our panelists for sharing their insights and experience today.
Thanks,
Antoine,
Rajay.
thank
We
you.
loved it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys again.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Again, thank you, Sheila, Manjeet, Yakut, for taking the time to joining us. So as you have seen, right, like the ground underneath us is shifting. How company are looking at QA, what the expectations, they all are changing. So we do want to share kind of our view of it as well from our CEO Vulam. We want to share a little bit more on how we see the market shifting and our vision to achieve it. So with that, he could not join today, so we'll replay the video that he's specifically recording for the partners and the audience today. So with that, let us play the recording message that he joined.
Hello, and a warm welcome to the Catalan Global Partnership Summit. It is my honor and privilege to talk to you all today and share with you Catalan's vision and our roadmap in the age of AI. Let me take a few minutes to introduce myself. My name is Vulam. I am the founder and CEO of Catalan. I spent much of my career in the testing space, building out solutions in helping testers improve quality and efficiency. Besides Catalan, I built two other testing companies, QA Symphony and Cobiton. QA Symphony was started in 2011, and as part of that, we built QTest, a test management platform. And at this time, QA Symphony and QTest has merged with and is a part of Tricentis. I created Cobiton to address issues and challenges in mobile testing, and that company continues on that mission today. With my time in this space, I've gained a lot of knowledge, understanding, and empathy, as well as appreciation for the challenges in software testing. And that shaped Catalan missions to be an innovator in software quality and helping to create tools to improve testing and ultimately the customer's digital experience. So let's take a few minutes to think about the state of software development today. AI, introduced only in the last couple of years, has created tremendous change in software development. Companies are using tools like Copilot and Cursor to help improve efficiency and accelerate the creation of software. Many companies are also looking to extend that into software testing, leveraging AI as well as open source tools like Playwright to allow developer to quickly build, test, and run tests against the software. So it's very exciting. The promise of AI is very enticing, and it's allowed many people to think about software testing and software quality in a different way. But the quick evolutions and rapid changes in AI is both a blessing and a stress. Vendors in testing have to keep up with the changes, innovations introduced by AI. They also need to keep an eye on what the competitors are doing and what new entrants are bringing to the table. And it's not much better for the users. They are exploring the technology on their own, and they're also looking for solutions that will help them now and into the future. And it's not very clear today what that future looks like. So there are issues and challenges along with the benefits that comes from AI in testing. Here at Catalan, we have invested into AI even before the introductions of Gen AI and recent LLM advances. We have been building AI capabilities into our products, and we have introduced an entire new product to test that leverage AI to move testing into the production space. Along the way, we've shared our views and we've gotten feedback from our user base and from our partners, and that helped reinforce our understanding of what's possible now and where we think this space is heading as AI continue to evolve and mature. So at this point in time, Catalan is a pretty full set of capabilities. Catalan offers automation and manual testing, as well as test management that includes test planning, test design, execution in a couple of different ways, on-premise as well as in the cloud, and then consolidate reporting and analytics. And as I mentioned before, there's also TrueTest and innovative new capabilities that allow insights and visibility into the production environment that can then inform and improve the way we build software and test software. So very excited that all that is now available to our customer and to you, our partners, so that you can, along with us, help our customer improve software testing and software development today. But looking forward into the near future, we believe there is a vision where product management, development, and testing can be much more integrated. And we are building a platform that allows that to happen. Looking at quality in both toward the left into requirements and development, and also to the right into production, and having that consolidated view of software development and allowing product managers, testers, and testers to collaborate in a seamless way is where AI can help reshape the future of software development. It's an exciting future that we're working hard to implement, and we hope to be able to bring that to the market in the near future. So thank you for your trust in Catalan. Thank you for participating in the partnership and in today's summit. I hope you get lots of knowledge and understanding and value out of the day. And I wish you, and along with us, a great success in helping to bring innovative solutions to our customer. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's indeed a very powerful message. And talking about success and celebrations, I think it's now to celebrate the incredible accomplishment of our partners. So I would like to welcome back Derek Dow's, our VP of Partnership Alliance, and our partner alliance, Shasheng and Kitika, who will present the Catalan Partner Submit 2025 awards. With that, Derek, I'll hand it over to you.
Great.
Uh,
Thanks.
yes, let's. Okay, there we go.
Yep. So first, let me just kick off. So, thank you for those that have attended the summit, and I know many of you are going to be watching this as a replay, especially with all the different time zones, and I know that it's very, very late for many of you. So, thanks for those that did spend time here, and hopefully there's a lot of good information. So we'll make all that available, as many have said. But this part of the session is an exciting part because we know that during the year, we all work very, very closely together, and from a partner standpoint, you really do the heavy lifting in what you're doing. And so for all of our partners, we know that there's a lot of investment and effort, and you have to drive that engagement, and Catalan is there to support. And the reality is we can't highlight everybody and all of the amazing things that are happening. So we tried to go ahead and just look and pull out a few that were really exceptional, and that we were seeing incredible growth and movement. And so with the Rising Star Award, that's really what we're seeing here. And so the first Rising Star Award goes to Igloo. So next slide. Yeah. So with that, Shashank, go ahead and speak to the great things we're doing with the partnership.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Derek. So it's actually I'm very happy to see Igloo's name here because they've been one of the fastest growing partners in the Indonesia region. There's a great momentum in that market, and Igloo is really leveraging the enterprise segment. They really helped us scale in the region and achieve some great wins over the past year. I would like to highlight some of their strong points. They've demonstrated strong engagement and expansion across BFSI customers, consistent business performance and growth throughout the year, and proven strength in the enterprise account management and customer success. I mentioned customer success because they're one of the few partners who take pride in making sure that the customers get the best experience and there's high level of retention. So we truly recognize their exceptional performance in driving enterprise growth and expanding Catalan's presence in Indonesia. Again, thank you so much, Team Igloo, for your commitment, consistency, and this partnership. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations and thank you. So for the next Rising Star Award, we are very excited that, as we had mentioned, there are so many that we could be able to do this, but we had two key partners. So, with that, go ahead and go to the next slide. And we have MII. So very excited with the engagement that is happening there. And Shashank, you can go ahead and speak to the key partnership.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we had congratulations, MII, and we had Yakut on the call, and his sentiment on how to work with partners was really what resonates with us. So MII is part of the Metro Data Group. It continues to play a central role in scaling test automation in Indonesia. They've been great at leveraging their vast customer network and have helped drive Catalan expansion in the Indonesian market. Some of the highlights are they've been very consistent year on year and have a very strong sales pipeline, deep technical adoption and expertise in Catalan, supported by active participation in a lot of enablement programs that we constantly work on. We view them as a very strategic partner, and we're very sure that through MII, we are going to take Catalan to the next level in the Indonesian market. We recognize them for their consistent performance, technical excellence, and strategic alignment in expanding the portfolio. Again, thank you so much, Team MII, for your dedication, expertise, and ongoing partnership. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. So now we'll shift to focus on APMEA region. So for us, APAC and Middle East and Africa. And as we start to look across all of that, again, we have so many partners and we're working with many of you in individual countries and having great success. It's difficult to be able to highlight one, but as we went through and did all the review and evaluation, we can go to the next slide. Congratulations, Quality Kiosk. So, earlier on, there was some highlight around everything that we've been doing, but congratulations, and Shashank, maybe speak to the partnership.
Thank you so much. Absolutely, North Star in this region, right? Quality Kiosk, or QK as we call it, they've been a cornerstone partner driving Catalan's growth across APMEA and beyond. They're based out of India, but they have a global presence. Some of the key highlights are they've been consistently growing year on year in India and expanding into territories like Middle East, APAC, and Americas. They're the first global launch partner for Catalan TrueTest, and we're very proud of that because they had to trust us and we had to trust them equally to really come to this point. Quality Kiosk has initiated an organization-wide technical enablement program on Catalan. Catalan has a very strategic engagement with Quality Kiosk, which includes co-development, co-selling, and co-delivery motions for global expansion. And if I were to talk about this region itself, in India, they've expanded into critical strategic enterprise accounts and in Middle East, and they continue to grow with them. We recognize them for their exceptional leadership in regional growth, innovation, and enterprise scale collaboration across multiple markets. So a big thank you to the Quality Kiosk team for your exceptional collaboration, innovation, and partnership. Congratulations again.
Yeah, congratulations. So now we'll shift over to the Americas region. And again, as we start to look at just the significant increase in growth that we've seen in new customers, I would say, especially as I look in the Americas, lots of large enterprise customers. We're excited to be able to identify one partner that has really started to lead, as I'd mentioned out front, especially around the assessments, things like that. So the next slide. So congratulations to Testing Experts for being the regional partner of the year in the Americas. So with that, Karthika, if you want to kind of speak to the partnership.
Sure, Eric. So first of all, congratulations, Testing Experts team. Testing Experts is a leading next-gen QA software testing company, and they have deep expertise in automation, continuous testing, and digital assurance. Testing Experts has been an outstanding partner when it comes to expanding Catalan's presence in the Americas region. Their team have not only helped us and the enterprise modernize their QA practices using Catalan capabilities and advanced frameworks while working with the enterprise clients. I think through their dedication and testing excellence and their expertise into this domain has got them this award. So once again, congratulations, Testing Experts team, for receiving the regional partner of the year for the Americas region.
Yeah, congratulations. That's great. So now shifting over into Europe, and for us, given the fact that within Europe, we know it's very different in different parts of the regions, lots of country localization. We started to identify where we were, again, seeing kind of the most significant kind of momentum and movement. And with that, next slide. So congratulations goes to Atera process and all of the work that we've been doing there. So congratulations to the team. And Karthika, I'll hand it over to you.
Yes, yes, Derek. So, congratulations, Itera process team. So, Itera has been a trusted technology consulting partner and empowering enterprises to embrace intelligent automation solution and strengthen their quality engineering practices. So, they have been a very key partner in taking Catalan to public sector organizations, specifically in the Spain and the Latin region, because as Derek mentioned, there are a lot of challenges while working with the Europe customers, and even more challenging while working with the public sector organizations. But Itera has done a really great job in bringing in public sector customers for Catalan. And they've also been growing 3x year on year in terms of booking revenue with Catalan. And what truly sets Itera apart is that their blend of deep technical expertise with their customer-centric mindset, right? So they take every engagement very carefully, and they always drive towards measurable impact and long success. So once again, Itera, congratulations for being the regional partner for Europe.
Yeah, congratulations. So we have an award that we really speak to now is when we identify certain very significant projects. A lot of it has to do with co-development, co-investment. We see that we had one partner this year that really stepped up, and we were able to start to co-innovate in how we're building that out. So for the co-development and co-innovation, project of the year, that goes to next slide. Quality Kiosk. So congratulations to Quality Kiosk, and thank you for the an investment and effort. And Piyush, who is here joining us, and then Manish, Amalesh, Shriyat, all the team. Thank you for that investment. So with that, Shashank, if you want to speak to that a little more.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Derek, and congratulations, Quality Kiosk. I still remember the first conversation where we spoke about software as a service. Why not service as a software? That's where it all started. But overall, Quality Kiosk and Catalan jointly launched the Innovation Lab at their Navi Mumbai office in India. It's an important step in shaping the future of AI native test automation. Key highlights. It's a joint co-development initiative focused on advancing Catalan's automation capabilities, collaboration driving AI-driven solutions for test creation, execution, and analysis. Essentially, it reinforces QK's Quality Kiosk's position as a strategic innovation partner for Catalan globally. We recognize them for outstanding collaboration and innovation in advancing AI-driven test automation through the lab initiative. Again, thank you so much, Team Quality Kiosk, Piyush, Manish, Amlesh, everyone, for your spirit of innovation and close collaboration with Catalan. Congratulations on winning this award. All the best.
Yeah, congratulations. And then we'll kind of round things out as we look across, again, the engagement that we've had with all of you and many of the partners in the various countries and regions around the world. Tremendous success, incredible engagement. And we looked across that to identify a partner that from a global perspective, we were seeing that within multiple geos, multiple regions. And then we were also seeing some significant investment in some of the co-development, co-engagement, and also in being able to position Catalan inside their organizations, in a significant way. And so with that, the next slide, congratulations to LTI Mindtree as the global partner of the year. And thank you to Hema and all the team that we've been working with. So with that, Karthika, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Derek. Congratulations, LTI Mindtree team. So LTIM is a global leader in digital transformation as well as in adopting AI in quality engineering. So though our partnership started 2 years back, but LTI has become a true strategic partner for Cathlon. We've been working closely to help enterprise organization modernize their testing ecosystems. So we started our partnership focusing on the US region, but quickly we expanded our collaboration to Europe and Asia Pacific region as well. So definitely they are a true global partner for Cathlon. Some of the key highlights that helped us in scaling our partnership is the strong relationship that LTIMindtree has with their customers. So that played a very crucial role or a critical role for taking Cathlon to their customers, because the customers truly trusted LTI team as well. And we always had active participation from the LTI team in all the enablement session. And they're one of the partners where we have 300 plus certified, Cathlon certified professionals from the organization. And even when it comes to GTM collaboration, Hema has been very proactively collaborating with us. So whatever activities we wanted to execute, she always supported us in taking Cathlon to the LTIMindtree team as well as to the customers. So thank you very much, Hema and the rest of the LTIMindtree team. So our warmest congratulations to you for being our global partner of the year 2025.
That's great. Yeah, congratulations. So
Awesome.
yeah, real quick, Antoine, I'll just say one thing and then I'll turn it back over to you. Really, first, again, thank you. And I know that can be considered, just a standard statement, but from the Catalan team, we genuinely thank you for the engagement, because again, we're committing to you being an integral part of the go-to-market that we have, and not just a bolt-on. I also say, as we have the highlights for those partners that win certain awards, I also ask many of you as partners, those that attended, the virtual session, as well as those of you listening to the recording afterwards. There's the opportunity for us to go deeper together and become more strategic in how we're engaging, rather than just being one solution on the shelf that if a customer asks. We believe there is a significant opportunity and there's a change in the market. There is a shift. And we think working together with you, we can actually become more valuable earlier on in being able to help you provide the assessments, the gap analysis, and the true thought leadership that'll actually drive more revenue streams and higher margin capabilities for you. We're the innovator. We are the disruptor in this space, and you can see that evidenced by, the Gartner Magic Quadrant. And we need you, our partners. We're not going to compete with you. We're going to go all in how we partner together. You also see where we listen to your feedback. Many of you had said, for instance, on Playwright, you said, hey, that's popular. That's important for our customers. So how can you work with us? And as Alex highlighted, we're going to shift, and we're going to make sure that we are the best solution for you as your overall platform, end-to-end platform, and we'll support any kind of unique, specific ecosystem players that need to be part of that. So with that, I just want to thank you for being our partners, and we're just beginning. I think next year is going to be a phenomenal year for us together. And my ask to you is to engage with us. Come to us. If you have ideas and you want to do some things, let's be strategic together as we move forward. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Antoine.
Absolutely. Thank you for an incredible time at the 2025 Catalan Annual Partner Summit. So please join me in one final round of applause for all of the award winners. We'll certainly energize with the visions that we have for the world of AI and testings. You also get to see a little bit of what we're able to do from a product end of this 2025 year, as well as a roadmap ahead. Hopefully our sneak peek gives you a little bit of choice and excitement for what's coming ahead with Catalan. But at the same time, there's going to substantial change to the partner program to help us move all along faster and better together. And last but not least, right, we're not saying that this is the last one. We'll try to be more recurring with our communications, starting with I'm going to repeat myself again, the session on December 4, where we're going to go over more product in detail, more technical. Please feel free to share with your team, have your technical guys join us on the call, throw us question at us. And if that's not enough, we're certainly happy to take it to the next level where it's like, hey, bring us a use case. We'll talk about how we can work together, right? All of that we'll make it more available to you, our partners. And your partnership really make all this possible. So together we win. Hence the theme of today summit. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Thank you for your time, for your patience. And the 2 hours is definitely not something to be sneezed at, but appreciate for staying on this long and sticking with us. Thank you so much, and looking forward to working closer with you next year.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Good night and good day. Take
Good
care.
night.